video day, guys, and happy first ever Monday makeup motivation. So for today's video, we're gonna be doing a new series to the channel. So I'm doing this every single Monday. I'm gonna be giving you guys some Monday makeup motivation. Since we have to stay home, and I know a lot of countries, a lot of people are having to stay home from work, school, and everything else, and we need that same motivation on a Monday, but we aren't getting ready for work. So what I'm going to be doing is every single Monday, I'm going to be teaching you guys a trick that I am able to do with makeup and show you guys some really cool things with makeup every single Monday, so you guys can do some fun makeup looks with me. And if you guys haven't seen my social distancing video that I just posted, I think it was on Sunday. Yes, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. If you guys haven't seen this video, go ahead and see this video. One thing I did point out in that video was that my mother always used to tell me that she always wanted to try all these different makeup looks that she would see on YouTube or stuff that I would do. And she would say, "Oh, I really like that. I want to buy that palette." She'd go and she'd buy the palette. And then she was too scared to wear the colors because she probably had to go to work. So what would happen is she didn't want to practice with her makeup right before the office, because if it looked horrible, she didn't want to show up with a terrible eye look. Or if it was like colors that she felt looked silly on her, she didn't want to wear it right before she had to go to work or to an event. So she always would tell me, I wish I had time to practice some makeup looks so that by the time that, I actually had to use them, I would know what I was doing, or I would know what colors to use, and I would have an idea. So that's the whole concept behind it. It's to start off the week trying a new eye look, trying a new makeup look, to feel like we're going somewhere, and also be able to practice some new tricks and try them out at home. So I hope that you guys will go ahead and do these along with me. After you see the video or during the video, go ahead and sit down and try to see if you can accomplish some of these looks, and yeah, have fun. But for today's first video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be tackling the bronzed look. So what I'm going to be doing is showing you guys how to create this type of complexion. I'm usually not this tan. With makeup, I'm able to create a little bit of a tanner effect on my face. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I accomplish this more bronzed look. Since we can't really be going to the beaches right now, or hanging out places and having fun going on our trips to Miami, but I live in Miami, so I can't really go outside and go to the beach or anything like that. This is a fun way for you guys to kind of make the tan on yourself. So before we get into this, if you guys are new here and you're a first-time viewer, I'm Christina Brooke. Usually what we do here is talk about makeup. We also talk about fashion. So if you guys like any of those things, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and you can visit my Instagram, which will show you guys a bunch of cool pictures, and you can follow me over there. So if you guys are interested, let's go ahead and let's get into it. I'm going to be completely barefaced in a few minutes, and I'm going to show you guys how to accomplish this look. Okay, so for today, what I'm going to teach you guys is how I get my skin looking more bronzed. Now, I really like this technique that I've been doing for quite some time, and every time that I do this technique, I notice it when I play back a video. I'm like, damn, why do I look so bronze in the video? And I'm like, it's because I did that other technique. And sometimes when I just use regular bronzer, like powder bronzer, I sometimes tell myself, you look like you need more bronzer. This method has been pretty foolproof, so I really, really like it. We're going to be talking about the complexion and applying foundation and also liquid bronzer to give you that nice bronzed look without looking like you're wearing too much makeup, because I think that's a key thing here. The first thing that we're going to need in order to accomplish this look is some type of primer. I like to use this primer from Tatcha. It's a pore minimizing primer. I have a little bit of pores right here. You do not have to use a primer if you don't want to. If you don't want to buy Tatcha because it's too expensive, Pixi has a really good one called the Poreless Primer. Really good. I ran out of it, so that's why I don't have it, but I have this one now, and I have the big one of this one, so I'm not going to be buying primer for a little while. Next thing is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. This is the best foundation at the drugstore. I wear it in 430 and I love it. Insanely good. And the next product is something that's actually discontinued. However, I do know a lot of you guys may own some liquid bronzers. If you don't own a liquid bronzer and you want to buy one like this one, I will link down below something that's comparable to this, but I still have a lot of this left that I need to use up, so I actually don't have another liquid bronzer in my collection. So if I had one that I could show you guys that you can actually buy, I wish I could have, but I actually don't. So this is what I've been using. It's from IT Cosmetics. It's a CC Plus bronzer, and like I said, they discontinued it. But I will show you what it looks like so you guys can get an idea. If you guys can see, it's a little bit like a reddish tone bronzer. So it's not going cool tone like a contour would be. I'll show you the difference. This is like a bronzer. So the bronzer, as you can see, it's a little bit more orangey. Whereas something like this from KKW Beauty, let's switch fingers there. The KKW Beauty one, that one is a little bit more cool tone. That's meant to contour. The bronzer is actually meant to look like if you've got sun. So that's the difference between these two products. So I wouldn't use this one. I would use this one to do what I'm trying to do today. So let's start off with the complexion. Let's go ahead and get this done. First thing that I would do is jump into the Tatcha Silk Canvas. I'm only going to put this in places that I get pores, and that is going to be on the sides of my nose. I'm primarily sticking it right here. My nose is a little bit red right now because I actually had to take off my makeup to film this video, so I'm going to have to cover that up a little bit. So we got to go like this. So I just put it just like that. I put it in this area right here. And the next thing I do is jump into this foundation right here from L'Oreal. Now, if you can have time to wet this little sponge, it's ideal. People like me always forget because I never have time, but I've used it both ways. Wet does apply it a lot better, but if you have to use it dry, you got to use it dry. Oh well, mine's dry. So we're gonna just go ahead and apply this. What I like to do is bring it down and then just kind of like bounce over some of the areas. So I kind of drag and bounce. I don't only bounce and I don't only drag. When you're doing this motion, you're actually covering. When you're doing the other motion, you're bringing it in different areas. If you see what I mean? This is you're bringing it around and this is your covering. I'm just gonna go ahead and cover up the skin, make myself look like I don't have any imperfections. That is the goal of foundation, right? One of the things that's important for me is to make sure that it doesn't look like I have that much makeup. So when I go to double layer, so now I'm already done with the first layer, sometimes I will just pounce it on a hand or something so I don't put that much on. So it's not like I'm caking too much. And then whatever is left over is what I put on my forehead. My forehead does have wrinkles on it, like, you know, those things, because I move my forehead a lot. So if you have those, do not go and cake up foundation up here because it is going to accentuate those lines. You want to put as little product as possible up here. Minimize the foundation exposure. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this out, add a little bit more foundation in the little areas that I feel like it's needed. And then we're gonna move on to step number 2. So foundation is blended out, nice and good. So the step number 2 is going to be get that liquid bronzer. Like I said, you can't get this one, but there is going to be a bunch of different ones that I'm going to list for you guys that has a nice bronze like this one. Go ahead and apply this to the back of your palm, the back of your hand. There's that nice little pump I just did. And with your beauty blender, you're going to do the same thing. You don't actually have to have this same exact beauty blender. You can buy a beauty sponge at a bunch of different places, just so you know. So you can just dab into here. Don't put too much product, just so you can get a good amount on here. And then on the corners of the cheekbone, what I like to do is start to work in this product. Now, I'm not really trying to contour my skin. I'm trying to give myself a bronze look. So that's what we're gonna do. So I start around this area and I start kind of like the areas that you feel like you would get sun. Where would you, if you went to Miami Beach and you were out in the beach, and let's pretend like we can go to the beach right now. If we were out in Miami Beach right now and we were getting that nice tropical tan, where would we like for the tan to land? That is what we're doing right now. So I love to put it right next to the hairline, right around here, make it look like I'm super tan right around here. And I'm blending it into the foundation as well, as you guys can see. So the foundation, the color is not like super different, but it's definitely giving me a little bit more of a tan look. You might look a little bit orangey, but don't worry, that's just the first step. So you're gonna go like this, get it in all the areas that you would like to look tan. I also like to use whatever's left over and just dab it down the nose, just to give myself a little bit more of an even tan, because you know, like when you get sun, a little bit of sun's gonna get on that nose. And if you got a nose like mine, you might get a lot. And then with your sponge, since you have a sponge, the sponge is really a good tool to be able to really evenly apply something or like blend it out really good. And if you start to feel like you're too tan, Or if you start to feel like you're a little bit too tan to your neck, you could drag it down your neck if you really, really want to. I usually don't like to do that because I do get acne underneath my chin sometimes. So I try to avoid makeup down there, but if I have to, I will. So my liquid bronzer is basically on. Now, like I said, I don't go crazy. You can go way overboard with this and get yourself looking orange Oompa Loompa. You don't want to look orange Oompa Loompa. So now let me go do my eyebrows. I'll be back right now with perfect eyebrows. And there we go. Perfect eyebrows. So this is what we're looking like right now. So the next step is to put on some concealer. So the concealer I'm going to be using today is from Shiseido, and I'm obsessed with this. This color is and the color is 202 Light. It's a very similar skin tone color to me. A little bit brightening, but not too crazy. Remember, I want to stay a little bit tan. I don't want to add too much brightness, but you guys can see it's still going to add brightness because it's not exact skin, but it's not like a huge contrast either. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this underneath the eyes, not too crazy. I did put a little bit more than I usually do just because I was talking and looking at the camera and I forgot to stop. But the concealer is going to blend out pretty good. So you start to blend out the concealer. The concealer is going to add a little bit more of that like color of your skin back to these areas and kind of take away a little bit of that bronzer feel that you just put on because you're kind of like brightening now. Do you see how I added brightness to my face again? Because it was kind of like all like starting to look a little bit too bronzed. Now I'm adding a little bit brightness back. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. I like to go over my lids as well. Should have put my hair up. It's funny because when you're trying to do the techniques, I'm actually looking in the monitor. It's hard to look in the monitor and do your eyes than it is for me to like to look in a mirror, you know? So there we go. There is the concealer on. Now what I need to do is add a little bit of concealer to some little areas. You know, any area that you see that maybe you didn't conceal that good, you can go ahead and do that with the concealer, a little spot concealing here and there. I use the same concealer because it's really close to my skin tone. It's not so different that it's going to leave like a real big brightness. So I can just pat over those areas now. So if I wanted to, I can literally stop right here and not even put on any bronzer whatsoever, just put on blush and I'm good to go. My skin still looks very skin-like if you see it in person. It doesn't really even look like I have that much makeup on, but I definitely want to add a little bit of bronzer just because the way I am, I know I want to add a little bit more definition, so that's what I'm going to do. Using my Cali contour, I'm going to use this color right here. Now I don't have to use that much of it because I already have a bronze. But I do want to add a little bit, so I'm going to jump into this color, and then what I'm going to do is just in those same little areas that I put the bronzer, I'm just going to go over it. It's kind of like I'm setting my face with a little bit of bronzer, but not that much. So my chest is a little bit red right now. It's because I'm super anxious today. I literally have done so much stuff today. It's like pretty insane, and that's because I have to stay home and I cleaned my floors, I vacuumed, I did all of this, woke up at 7 in the morning. I've never done so much stuff in one day before, but I think all this craziness is getting me nuts. So I think the anxiousness is like making me like turn colors on screen. Sorry about that. So as you guys can see, I didn't put that much on, but I did kind of like just go over just a tad bit, and it just kind of sets that in a little bit, and it bronzed it up just a tad more, and it also set it in place. So that's usually what I like to do. So then with a blush brush, I'm just gonna grab this color right here in Cali Contour. I love this palette if you guys don't know already. This is like my favorite bronzing face palette in the world. I go like this, and I give myself a little color, because your cheeks need to be a little bit pink, right? Because you're not like only bronze. You get a little bit of, you know, a little sun gets you a little red, so you want to add a little pink to your cheeks, right? So that's what I do. I add a little bit of pink. I don't go crazy. I'm not a huge blush lover. I think it looks pretty. I put a little bit on my nose too. I think it looks pretty, but I don't like to go like overboard with it, so I think that's already pretty good. A little bit more here on the cheeks, apples of the cheeks. So this is basically the complexion, guys. So this is what it would look like. It's a little bit of a more bronzed look. This is definitely bronzer than I am right now. And it kind of just makes me look sun-kissed without making me look like I have a lot of makeup on, because it really right now does not look like I'm caked up on makeup, which is my goal. But what I want to show you guys is how it looks when your entire face of makeup is finished. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes and my lipstick and mascara. I'm going to finish off this look and I'm going to show you guys the end result. So this is the final look. Like I told you guys, I had to finish off the face with some important things like eyeshadow and lipstick, and this is the final bronze look. I didn't touch the complexion, I only added eyeshadow and lipstick, and you guys can see how everything really comes together at the end. So I definitely do look a lot more bronzed than I started off, and I really honestly love this look. This is a great look for photography. I'm telling you guys, if you guys have to go somewhere, you want to look good in photos and you don't want to have that white cast look, this really gives you a really nice tan look in photographs. It also just looks really good. Like on videography right now, I bet you guys are thinking that I look super tan, because when I look at these videos and I have like this type of makeup on, I'm like, damn, Christina, you look tan. And I really like. So either way, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to teach you guys a nice little trick. And yeah, let me know down below if you guys liked it. And if you guys are wondering, how did she do that eye look? Why didn't she show me that eye look? Well, guess what? I'm going to be showing you guys how to create this cool smoky lower lash line look on my next Monday motivation. So if you guys like this look and you're excited for next Monday, don't forget to give this video a like and leave me your comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.